welcome everyone to the September 25th, 2017 regular meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. If everyone would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you very much. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board. To my left is Gary Merrill, our Vice President. To my right is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis and our County Administrator, Farzan Ahmed. And Jennifer Walraven is our clerk today. So let's begin.
Resolution number 17-976 in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held September 18th, 2017 and special meeting held September 19th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 17-976. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment or elected official comment today, so that brings us to item number 4, resolution number 17-977, in the matter of approving purchase orders and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0922.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 17-977. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-978, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 17-978. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-979, in the matter of accepting and approving the Delaware County Sheriff's Office transfer report for the month of August 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 17-979. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-980, setting date and time for a public hearing with respect to the proposed issuance by Franklin County of its revenue bonds pursuant to Chapter 140 of the Highly Revised Code to finance and refinance hospital facilities for the benefit of Nationwide Children's Hospital located in Franklin County and Delaware County, and approving the issuance of the bonds pursuant to Section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Just like to comment, I'd like to acknowledge the Nationwide Children's does great work, and they're a great community citizen, and if we, with doing this, we're able to help them refinance some of their debt and save some money, that's a good thing. This does not create any liability or exposure to the county, so I just want to reiterate that. All right, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 17-980. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-981, setting bid opening date for snow removal services at various Delaware County properties.
Jeez.
So moved.
It's 90 degrees out there.
It's 90
We're talking about snow removal. Discussion.
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. Yes, it's 90 degrees outside, and I am thinking about snow removal. So the contract is up, and so we are have put out the bid. The snow removal covers all the county parking lots and driveways outside of the wastewater treatment plants.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 17-981. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-982, in the matter of approving change order number 12 to the construction manager contract between Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Rem Lease Construction Incorporated for the Sandusky Street Courthouse and related parking facility.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
This is change order number 12 for the new courthouse. List of 11 items covered underneath here. Total cost of this change order is $45,282.65. Architect has reviewed these, and we're recommending approval.
The lettering, that $7,000, is that for the cost of the lettering for the rest of the name, or does that include the labor? Or?
That includes labor. We actually had quite a bit of discussion with the contractor on that to try to pare it down a little bit.
Was it successful or unsuccessful?
Yeah, it was quite a bit higher.
Thank you.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-982. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-983, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriations for emergency medical services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. This transfer,
Mike Schuler, Chief of Delaware County EMS. This transfer is to cover the cost of medical supplies, pharmaceuticals. Obviously, everyone's aware of the Narcan issues that everybody's facing in Ohio, United States, as well as for attorney fees for some issues we've been dealing with in the county EMS agency. We recommend this for your approval, and I would be happy to answer the questions you may have.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 17-983, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Resolution number 17-984, in the matter of approving an online subscription agreement between the Delaware County Board of Commissioners and Dude Solutions Incorporated for an Asset Essentials software subscription and support service.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromm, our sanitary engineer. We are looking to switch our work order management system and look for a system that does the work order management as well as help us schedule out our depreciation of our assets. The sewer district has, over $400 million in assets, so it's important that we have a good system. This Dude Solutions is actually currently been used by the facility maintenance, John Melvin's group, and they've had very good success, and we want to use the same software.
So, facilities using this for maintaining their automobiles and vehicles and so on?
Mainly for their work order tracking.
Okay.
When there's a, routine preventative maintenance, and to make sure that as part of the asset management goes, to make sure that the routine maintenance is being done. So this, on a yearly basis, our department has about 5,000 work orders that are automatically generated to everything from changing the oil in a pump to, checking things on a monthly basis, things of that nature. But we also, every time you guys approve a subdivision, there's always a breakout, and we have that amount of assets that goes onto our inventory, and, we schedule those out and depreciate them out as well. So the software will handle both items. I don't believe facilities currently does
Uses the asset management side of it.
the depreciation.
That was a question for Cy. Is this something we could use countywide? Is this... No? Not for asset management? Okay. Okay. All right, other questions? All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-984, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 17-985, in the matter of approving sanitary sewer subdividers agreements for Summerwood Lake, Section 2.
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
This is a standard form subdividers agreement for the next phase of Summerwood Lakes, and recommending your approval.
Where is Summerwood Lakes?
It is just south of Cheshire Road on the east side of Elm Creek.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 17-985, Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Resolution number 17-986, in the matter of certifying to the county auditor sanitary sewer capacity charges for 7320 Worthington Road, Westerville, Ohio 43082, and 7364 Worthington Road, Westerville, Ohio 43082.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
These are two residential connections that are not in subdivisions that are looking to connect to the sewer system, and we have a policy where you can put it on your taxes for 10 years and pay it with some interest charges. So,
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-986, Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Resolution number 17-987, in the matter of approving a professional services agreement with Dunrobin Associates LLC for right-of-way acquisition services for Dell CR 106-0.44, Lewis Center and North Road.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer.
We are asking your approval for this agreement, which would assist us with right-of-way acquisition for our planned Lewis Center and North Road improvements. There are about 25 parcels needed to build this job, and so we are asking for assistance from Dunrobin Associates. We have worked with Dunrobin before. They do a nice job, represent our interest well, so the estimated cost of this contract is $80,000, and that would include all of the appraisals, negotiation, closing, and all the paperwork necessary to transfer the easements.
What's the timeline on this particular project, Rob?
Yeah, our plan is to work on the land purchase over the winter and start construction late next summer.
Okay. How long for construction?
It'll take about a year. If we, assuming all goes well, and the utility relocation will break ground the end of summer, get the first phase done, and then the second and third phase will go into 2019 and finish up hopefully August of 2019.
Okay. Is it a roundabout or a lighted intersection, or?
It is. We are proposing a roundabout at the intersection. The project also includes widening Lewis Center Road from the high school entrance over to just east of North Road, and then tapering back down as you get to the railroad. And then it also includes a section on North Road. If you've been past there recently, the north section of North Road was widened recently by the developer of North Farms, and so this project would actually carry that same two-lane section all the way from Lewis Center Road up to that limit. And that will be funded by Orange Township, and we do have a project agreement with Orange Township to cover that.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-987, Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Resolution number 17-988, in the matter of accepting roads, approving recommended speed limits, releasing securities, and establishing stop conditions for Harvest Point. So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Harvest Point is a 38-lot subdivision located on Stites Road, just north of Home Road. This subdivision was built last year, excuse me, built last year, so the street and stormwater improvements have been through the required one-year developer maintenance period, and we have done the final inspection and are now recommending that the streets and drainage improvements be placed on the public system.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-988, Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-989, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and ditch maintenance assessments for Swan Lake.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
This is a standard expedited drainage maintenance petition to place the drainage improvements for this development. This is a small, what do I call it, like a reception hall on Liberty Road, just north of Hyatt's Road. There's actually a pond there that evidently that's going to be called Swan Lake. But that development will include some public drainage improvements, and so that's what this petition covers.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-989, Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-990, in the matter of approving owner's agreement for Swan Lake, Liberty Road Culvert Extension, and Liberty Trace Section 2, Phase B.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
This is our standard owner's agreement, again, for the Swan Lake commercial development. That will cover widening of an existing culvert under Liberty Road to make accommodation for their entrance, and then also Liberty Trace Section 2. That's a 25-lot subdivision at the intersection of Home and Lewis Center. I keep saying Lewis Center, Home and Liberty Road, including 25 lots. So we recommend approval.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-990. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-991, in the matter of accepting improvements within the projects known as Verizon Wireless Retail, Liberty Township, PAL site located at 9110 Bunker Lane, PAL, Ohio, and Big Walnut Road widening at Glade at Highland Lakes.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
The Verizon Wireless store and that's on Bunker Lane, which is it's near the intersection of Sawmill Parkway and Seldom Seen Road in the southeast quadrant. That project did require some modifications to Bunker Lane and I believe that the on-site stormwater improvements. And then the Big Walnut Road widening at Glade at Highland Lakes, that did, if you recall last year, that included widening of Big Walnut Road, adding a turn lane, and this action would accept those improvements and take the developer off the hook for any further work.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-991. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-992, in the matter of authorizing Commissioner Benton to submit an application for funding assistance to the Ohio Public Works Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
As you know, we are proposing to extend Pyatt Road north of Cheshire Road. That is a project we have under design currently, and so we are proposing to seek Ohio Public Works Commission funding for that project. Our estimated cost for that project is $2.7 million, and we are requesting a $486,000 grant to assist with the cost of building that. As you probably know, Ohio Public Works Commission administers several state funding programs. There's the State Capital Improvement Program, which is a bond-funded program, and then the LTIP, which is paid for with 1 penny out of the state gasoline tax, and that's strictly for transportation projects. So each October, OPWC receives applications for projects. We have been very successful in the past, generally getting one project every year in the ballpark, similar range of cost in the last dozen or so rounds that I can remember, around $500,000 grant. So, again, we're asking for your approval of this, and be glad to answer any questions.
Okay, vote.
Vote on motion 17-992. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
When I read the next resolution, I'm leaving Radnor Township off of that, even though it's typed there. There isn't actually an application for Radnor Township. So.
Okay.
Resolution number 17-993, in the matter of approving cooperation agreements between Delaware County and the City of Delaware, Berkshire Township, Village of Galena, Berlin Township, Harlem Township, Kingston Township, Liberty Township, Marlborough Township, Orange Township, Porter Township, Scioto Township, Troy Township, and Village of Galena to submit an application to the Ohio Public Works Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
As you probably recall in previous years, we have done cooperation agreements to assist our local agency partners in submitting applications to OPWC for funding their local projects. For years and years, before I can even remember, the county has assisted local governments in Delaware County with what we call a grant enhancement program, offering up to $50,000, which would match dollar for dollar any local agency contribution for a state or federal project. And we've been extremely successful in the past in leveraging state dollars that way. And so we can, number one, it does lessen the burden somewhat on the local agency because their required minimum contribution is half of what it would otherwise be. But secondly, if they are able to overmatch, we can secure additional points. And that has come in, has been successful recently, particularly on ODOT-funded projects where we've been able to secure funding because we've provided additional funding. So, again, these are standard cooperation agreements we've approved in the past. We have a number of these, but I can answer any questions you may have.
How do you determine the percentage
The
that the county funds?
yes,
Does it go up and down depending on the... different projects?
It is a dollar-for-dollar match, so it's based on how much the other local agency is contributing as their local share, and we're capped at $50,000 for our share, so.
Okay. So we sign up for up to 50,000 for each project, and it just, the percent varies on the total then?
That's correct, and it's based on the estimated cost of the project, so you get some goofy numbers when you apply percentages to those.
Well, the townships have a lot going on, not surprising.
They do.
That's good. Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-993. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Resolution number 17-994, in the matter of accepting the recommendations of the Delaware County Tax Incentive Review Council for tax year 2016.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director for the county. This is the annual required check to make sure incentive agreements are in compliance. All agreements were found to be in compliance. We would ask that you approve this so we can go forward with notification to the state.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-994. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. Thanks, Rob.
Resolution number 17-995, in the matter of approving a tax increment financing resolution to be passed by the Board of Township Trustees of Berkshire Township, Delaware County, Ohio, approving a tax increment finance agreement and making related authorizations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director. This is a request of Berkshire Township for the county to join them in a TIF that will help pay for infrastructure improvements that are located out by the 36, 37, 71 area. The majority of the funds will be going to assist with possible future transportation improvements that are up to the discretion of the county engineer's office, as well as construction of Four Winds, and then also sanitary sewer improvements running north of 36, 37.
Okay.
My only comment is, I know this is one that's been under discussion, and the county engineer, do you feel good about the way this has been set up and structured?
Okay. Yeah, again, I know this has been in the works for quite a while. It looks like we've got a pretty good TIF put together here. Help with the long-range plans in that area. So we'll take a vote.
Okay, and the vote is on page 622. Vote on motion 17-995. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-996, in the matter of declaring the improvement of certain real property located in the Township of Orange, Delaware County, Ohio, to be a public purpose, declaring such property to be exempt from real property taxation, designating specific public infrastructure improvements that, once made, will directly benefit the parcels for which improvement is declared to be a public purpose, requiring annual service payments in lieu of taxes, establishing a redevelopment tax equivalent fund, approving the execution of a TIF agreement, approving the execution of a developer's agreement, approving an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with Orange Township, designating a tax incentive review council, establishing non-discriminatory hiring policies, and providing related authorizations pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5709.78, 5709.79, 5709.80, and 5709.85.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director. This TIF is for what is known as the Creekside Development Project. It is an industrial development project located adjacent to Menards. The project is focused on bringing industrial jobs to the county. It is our hope that up to 700 jobs will be created through this process, with solid average salaries approximately $43,000 based upon the numbers provided by the developer. Further, this project will help with additional infrastructure being developed in the area, both secondary auxiliary roads off of 23, and then using several of the funding sources to help leverage the development of the Home Road Lewis Center connection when we decide to move forward with that project.
All right. Comments? I know a lot of people have spent a lot of time working on this, and I want to compliment everyone. Orange Orange Township has been very helpful. And this is a really nice project, to help the economic development of the area. It diversifies our tax base, which is very important. We've been trying to do that for some time. This site will be deemed shovel-ready by Jobs Ohio.
It is our hope that in next year's review that we will be able to have the site deemed as shovel-ready.
Okay, and again, that's very important. I know county engineer's been involved, the prosecutor's office has been involved. Any further comments or any concerns at this point from, I know our auditors approved, signed off on the numbers and everything. So any, at this point? Okay, and again, it's been a real team effort. I want to thank everyone for working on this, and again, it'll be a very nice project and good for economic development in the county.
I would also like to thank the schools. They did approve this unanimously a couple weeks ago.
Yes, yeah, that's very important to have the school support, and they did. They voted unanimously, so that shows they really like it, and to help their tax base, and help them in the long run, without really any residential in this area, so.
We like to all industrial focus for this project,
Right.
with limited uses, including office, medical, and other type.
Right, and contribute significantly toward road improvements in the area, which are vitally needed, so again, very important. All right, we'll take a vote.
Vote on motion 17-996. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-997, in the matter of approving the execution of a community reinvestment area agreement between the County of Delaware and Hyde Development 2 LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director. This is the Community Investment Area Agreement for the Creekside projects. This goes along with the TIF agreement that we just previously approved.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-997. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right.
you.
Thank you, Bob, too, for your leadership on both of these, the Berkshire and the Creekside. Very, very good projects to get done.
That brings us to item number 25, and administrator reports.
Good morning, Commissioners. I just have one item to report out on. Last week, I had the privilege of attending the Smart 50 banquet. Smart 50 banquet basically recognizes 50 CEOs in the region that have done something significant to the point where they are being recognized for their innovation or whatever they bring to the community. And obviously, there were 50 CEOs representing their companies from throughout the Central Ohio region. And the reason why I went was because there were 3 of them from Delaware County. And I wanted to mention them, Prime Engineering Group that you're familiar with, Commissioner Benton. MES Incorporated, it's a company that we are getting to know. They are based in the Lewis Center, and they've done some good things in the last few years. And last but not the least, GeoAmps, that I'm sure you're familiar with. It's an IT firm based in Powell, so congratulations to all 3 of them and to the other recipients of the awards.
Commissioner Merrill?
A few things. We all were privileged to attend the Veterans Dinner Friday evening at the fair. It's my 5th appearance. I think it may start the year that I became commissioner. I had nothing to do with setting it up, but it's been my privilege to attend every year. It's always important to recognize the veterans, and they do come out in good numbers, and one of their concerns is getting the younger veterans to come, and perhaps that's something we all can help encourage future years. I'm not going to say too much about it, because I think I've said plenty about it over the last few sessions, but the MCO agreement, I don't think it's a good result for the counties, but with the governor's office, let's say, stoic in their approach, it's the best that could be done under the circumstances, and there'll be lost dollars for our county and for all the other counties in the state of Ohio that we'll all have to manage and deal with. Yesterday at 9:30, I was privileged to start a race for the Tanner Foundation, which in Liberty Park. The Indian community is a big part of our county, and I'm always reminded of that. This is the second time I've started one of their races, a different part of the community last year, but they're a big part of our county, and they add a lot to our county, and I appreciate the honor and the privilege of being able to start the race. The only other thing I have is yesterday afternoon, Berkshire, just south of their township hall, they have a park they have opened, community park, and I attended that for the ribbon cutting as well. So with that, that's all I have.
Commissioner Lewis?
You had a busy Sunday.
I did.
Thanks for attending those. I'd just like to thank Mayor Carolyn K. Regal, who organized the Veterans Dinner last Friday. Several hundred people there, very well organized, and the head of the Ohio Veterans Service Commission, who is from Sunbury, was there, and we had the honor of sitting with him.
Right.
And great event honoring the vets.
And they start promptly at 6:30, we found out.
We learned. We have the...
Right at 6:30.
we were privileged to lead the group in the pledge.
Yeah, right at 6:30.
At
As we walked in.
Yes, right. But great dinner. And again, Mayor Regal
Yeah, she did a great job.
did a great job, and there were some beautiful quilts given to vets.
Yeah, I think there were 15,
Yeah,
20 quilts.
handmade.
Beautiful.
Quilted locally by
Yeah.
That's right.
ladies in the community.
Yes, that's all I had.
All right, thank you. Just a couple things. The fair, again, I want to compliment everyone who was involved with the fair. The fair went very well last week. It was very well attended. There's a lot of excitement about the bed tax and what it's going to be able to do over the next 4 or 5 years as they, get the plans finalized. They've done some basic stuff, mainly safety and structural integrity and cost savings things that have turned out have been done, very important, saving a lot of money, but also they're making good plans on the number of structures that there'll be the big capital improvements over the coming years. So again, it's very exciting. Fair's headed in the right direction. Little Brown Jug was Thursday, 42,000 people in attendance. So it was another great event and a big upset, actually. Neither of the two heavy favorites won. So that was quite an upset and a disappointment for our local Brian Brown, a trainer out of Ostrander. He had the two favorites, and he was so optimistic that he would finally win a jug, but he didn't. And so that was very disappointing to have our local guy not be able to win it after all. I went to a MORPC Competitive Advantage Projects Mission Accomplished meeting on Friday at MORPC. It was attended pretty well. Kenny McDonald from 2020 was there, Jim Schimmer from Columbus, and a number of other folks from various counties available, various counties around, communities around. This is a project that we did last fall, I guess it was this winter, where we pulled together a list of the top priority infrastructure projects for Delaware County, and we did surveys, and we contacted local people, and so on. So they seemed optimistic, the MORPC and 2020 folks optimistic that having this list pulled together with, I think we had 7 projects put on this list. There were about 45 or 50 of them in Central Ohio, and seven of them were in Delaware County. They seem to be optimistic that would help us when funding opportunities did become available, that we'd be ahead of the other regions because we had them identified and quantified, and in some cases we're moving forward with them. So again, I think it was a good effort. We didn't only want to do a press release, so I thought that was nice. They appreciated that. Went to the Farm Science Review as well, which was fascinating. It was my first time ever there for that. This thing is huge. Those of you who have been there, but it is really big, and just a lot going on in that industry. And a lot of it focused in Central Ohio and Delaware County, and we're very active. We have good leadership. Rob Leeds heads up our effort, and is very involved in a lot of those things. So it was good to see that. And again, just a great industry and great things going on there. Lastly, our Employee Appreciation Luncheon is Wednesday, 11 to 2. And it's over at the Hayes in the new building. Okay. And we're looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. So with that, I will turn it over to Jennifer to we do a need for executive session.
Resolution number 17-998, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of appointment, employment, compensation of a public employee or public official for pending or imminent litigation and for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 17-998. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
All right, we are in executive session. This is the book.